a few points back. We're having some technical difficulties. We'll throw up those polls when we can. Joining us now, our former chairwoman, I should say, of the Republican Party of Virginia, Kate Obenshand. She's author of Divider in Chief, The Fraud of Hope and Change, so we have an idea on her point of view. And coming in as well with us, Democratic pollster Margie Omero, president of Momentum Analysis, LLC. And this is not planned, by the way, our color coordination. Thank you, ladies. We're all on the same wavelength. Let me just show the poll that we were trying to in the intro. You can see that basically in September, you saw this big gap among women voters. In October, it shrank a little bit more. Governor Romney gained some, the president lost some. And then in the latest poll, you can see Governor Romney holding steady, the president gaining some of that ground back. But, Kate, do you think this really has to do with women voters, or has the race overall just become tighter?
Oh, I think it has very specifically to do with women voters. And I think there are a couple reasons that we've seen this tightening from 13 percentage points, which Obama won women by in 2008, to what it is right now, somewhere between 2 and 5 or 6 percentage points. It's twofold. One is that Obama has been condescending to women throughout this entire race, basically assuming that their interests run the gamut from abortion to birth control. Stephanie Cutter saying they don't care what's happened with the economy, vote like your lady parts depend on it. And, of course, the infamous binders try to make a big deal out of that. But also, on the other side, Mitt Romney all along has been saying that the economy is important to women. Obama's not been able to vilify him. When he came and talked directly to the American people through the first debate in particular, he was able to convince them that he's not the big, scary beast that the Democrats have tried to convince women that he is through their scare tactics.
So Margie, what are your thoughts on that? Is it the very natural tightening of the polls, or is it, like Kate just said, you know, the strategy that's worked for Mitt Romney and maybe hasn't worked as well for the president?
Well, yes, after the first debate, you saw the race tighten with both men and women, and the gender gap, which is the difference between men and women's support for Obama, that actually stayed the same throughout the end of September and through now. So you're in a situation now where the president has an advantage with women. He's had an advantage consistently with women. So I'm not sure what Kate's talking about, how women think that the president is condescending. You have Mitt Romney, who cannot answer how he feels about equal pay to this day. Ed Gillespie said after the second debate, well, here's where Mitt Romney is on equal pay. Actually, I take it back. He doesn't have a position on equal pay. I mean, he still to this day is unable to say how he feels about it. In that second debate, he blamed single women for single moms who work incredibly hard for why there's gun crime. I mean, there's a lot of things that the Mitt Romney campaign has done. No, he did. I mean, go back and look at the tape. It was very clearly said, you know, if we have fewer single women, then we're not going to have single moms. We're not going to have so much gun crime. And Paul Ryan said the same thing. At any rate, you have consistently seen the president with a clear advantage with women. We're absolutely going to see an advantage with women on Election Day. There's been a gender gap benefiting.
Women, Margie, in your mind, because we talk about the women vote, but there's all these breakdowns, right? You have married women, you have single women. Which voting bloc among women in general do you think the president will win, and why do you think that's key to his victory potentially on Tuesday?
Sure. Well, a few things. First, there's been a gender gap benefiting Democrats since 1980, and we may see a situation where the president wins by winning women and losing with men, which hasn't happened since 1996 with Bill Clinton. So that may happen on Tuesday. And there are different groups. Women are not monolithic. I don't think anyone thinks women are monolithic as a group. Married women tend to be more conservative. Unmarried women tend to be more Democratic. And then married moms and Walmart moms, the folks who are either married or unmarried, that my firm has looked at, those women have really swung a lot. So those are groups, those are women that have voted for Obama in 2008, then voted Republican in 2010, Kate, and then moved back to the middle in 2011.
Let me ask you about that as well, about where does Mitt Romney have the strength among women, and what do you think about, you know, Margie listed some of the accusations that the president's campaign has made against Mitt Romney. There's a huge editorial in the New York Times, you know, how Romney would treat women by Nicholas Kristof that goes through those lists. You know, what does Romney need to do over the next several days to secure a strong women vote?
I think exactly what he's been doing. One of the reasons why women flocked to him in 2008 was this promise that he was going to unite us and not divide us. And then in 2010, women voted for the Republicans for the first time since 1982 because they were disgusted by the president's division and the scare tactics. And so what we're seeing right now is absolutely, we're seeing a shift. we're seeing an absolute shift. I can't believe that Margie's suggesting we haven't. It was an 18-point gap before that first debate, and now it's down to somewhere between 2 and 5%. So there has been a shift, even in the suburbs of Philadelphia. The New York Times reported yesterday that we're seeing a shift from Obama to Romney because of this sort of direct approach that Romney has taken with women, acknowledging that their concerns are the economy, the debt, and jobs. He's
okay, let me ask you just a
quick, carrying on this
quick final question to two smart women in politics, and then we got to go. Very short. It's not a partisan question in general. In recent history, women have become more politically active than men. And I'm just curious what you think that means. I mean, why? And is that something new in American politics that is here to stay? Quickly, Margie, you first, and then Kate.
Well, I think it's fantastic to see women engaged, women running for office, women working in politics, women involved in their community. They vote at higher rates than men, and I think it's an important thing to remember is that women are a majority of our electorate and have a huge voice. And I like to see women run for office, whether they're Democrat or Republican, whether I agree with them or not. I think it's great, and I encourage women out there who are watching to vote on Tuesday and to think about running for office down the road.
Kate?
I think right now, in particular, you're seeing women get even more involved and more vocal because of the economy, because of this oppressive debt that they're seeing passed on to the future generations. And I think you're seeing a lot more women on the conservative side running for office and getting involved because of some of these incredible role models that are out there, like Susanna Martinez, Nikki Haley, Sarah Palin, Michelle Bachmann, that there are a lot of women out there who are now, women are realizing, hey, we don't walk in lockstep, and maybe the conservative side is something for us to consider because we're sick of being patronized too, and we are concerned about the economy and our children's future.
Kate, Margie, it's great to have your insights. We look forward to having you back as always. Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
So now that you've done